a really good, amazing Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. It's time to take the dogs out for a quick walk around the yard before the darkness arrives for the day. It's getting dark so early, but we are nearly at the shortest day even, which I think is tomorrow, if memory serves correctly. It's been one of those weeks. Anyway, I'm testing this live streaming capability because we've started the upgrade for our house, and as you might have guessed, this now means that we can use wireless networking outside, which is pretty fantastic. But it also means that we'll be able to work on the car, and we will be able to work outside without losing our internet connection. There is a video that's coming. I did start to record it, and then I kind of got really into the networking, and so now the resulting video will have me showing a lot of the early process but not a lot of the late process. So the chickens have all gone to bed, and hopefully... Hi! Is it bedtime? Did I wake you up? You did? Well, what did she say? She did? Well, that's a bit crazy. It is. It is. So you all going to sleep, are you? Good. All right. The chickens are going to bed. I'm going to put them away for the night. But I want to know how you wrap. Now, the reason I want to know how you wrap is because, let's face it, wrapping presents for a one-time use isn't exactly what you'd call very green or very environmentally responsible. What we try to do is we have a load of little bags that we put any gifts in that we're not going to be using beyond that point. We put gifts in these little tiny bags so that we can reuse them again in the future, rather than just, hope that for those wrapping paper. Sorry, my brain is not really with it. One of the side effects of me taking beta blockers, one of the reasons why we haven't got in terms of making videos in the last 2 or 3 days, but now obviously we've got some nice internet goings on in the garden, and we've got some great coverage. Oh, now I'm dropping frames. Well, that's because we don't have the internet out in that part of the garden, but we will because we're putting an extender out in our pump house as well, which I think is probably the craziest thing I've done. Anyway, we have little bags that we put our small gifts in rather than wrap them up, and we'll use tissue paper, and then we'll flatten the tissue paper out, the crepe paper, tissue paper, whatever you want to call it. And then next year we reuse it. I don't want to nasty wrapping paper, because let's face it, wrapping paper is not very sustainable, even if it is for the purposes of, even if you're using recycled paper and you're saying, hey, look at me, I'm using recycled wrapping paper. For the most part, you've used a lot of energy to go through that process and to wrap everything up. So it's still not entirely green. So tell me what you do. Maybe you have little boxes that you use and you put them in little boxes. I like the idea of little boxes. Or what about stockings? Do you do stockings? When I was a kid, we actually just used one of our old socks, like a football sock or something similar, soccer sock, whatever you want to call it. We used to use those and fill those up. That was a good way of having a stocking on Christmas Day. But I'd love to know what you think. Leave your thoughts below. First, before I go, I just want to thank everybody for being so kind and wonderful. We have been through a bit of a week. I still don't know anything yet regarding the lumps that were found. I've got some tests that I need to book next week. I haven't heard back about when they can do them. They are going to push them through pretty quickly. So I've got that to kind of look forward to. I've already got the cardiology genetic testing thing set up already. It has been confirmed that I have long QT, and there's now a really long list of things that I can't take. So there's certain pain meds I can't take. I can't take like antidiarrheal medicine because they can prolong your QT, but also having diarrhea is really bad if you have long QT, because long QT needs your electrolytes to be good. And if you don't have good electrolytes, then bad things happen. There are some owls in the forest. That's why I keep pausing. There are some owls right back there doing owl hooty things. I should also point out this thing here, right there, is the new Wi-Fi access point that I put on yesterday. It's a great little access point. It's powered by power over Ethernet, and that cable goes all the way up into the coop to the little box that's inside there. And that noise you may or may not be able to hear is a humming noise. It's because you have a camera in there with a little Raspberry Pi. And then these two network cables run all the way down here into the ground, all the way along. And I ran these in the summer under the deck, all the way along here, and then they snake past my trash can or my bin, up that pipe, all the way up into our attic, and then into our server room. So that's how we gave our networking out to the chicken coop, and now that means that we can have a Wi-Fi access point. Does that mean we can have a 24/7 chicken CCTV stream? Not at the moment, because we don't have enough bandwidth. We only have 20 megabits per second up. But when we get, if and when we get Starlink, yes, maybe. You might not realise this, but if you look up, right on the top of the house, there's a dish. That's our main internet connection right there. And then the little ones behind it are our 4G backups. So I've been busy literally rewiring the server closet. I'll post some pictures later on because it's kind of fun, all the different things that we've done. We now have power over Ethernet available in every one of our 40-ish Ethernet ports throughout the house. There's actually like 28 I think in total. But let me just unlock the door. I guess the door is still working because some things on the Wi-Fi network that are not quite right yet. But there you go. That is what we're doing. And my wife is now going to put an access point in the attic because she likes doing drilling. So let me know your thoughts below on the whole idea of whether you think it's okay to just use that or whether you'd rather have a different packing solution. Maybe you already have a packing solution. Let me know your thoughts below. I'm going to go and make a nice warm drink, and then I'm going to go and help my wife with some more networking. Keep evolving.